I'm so scared, dude. This 1989 Mazda 323 hasn't ran in over 27 years. And today, I'm gonna be the one that changes that. So right behind me is a car that you think is your grandma would drive. Not really. Underneath the hood, we have a 1.6 liter turbocharged engine. This is the BP6T from Mazda. This was featured in a few different other actual manufacturers, like a Mercury, I believe, and a couple other ones. But rather, these are, you know, pretty uncommon these days. This car has been sitting for longer than I've been alive. And today we are gonna do everything in our power to make sure that this car can run again. This is the first step in restoring this uber rare Mazda 323 GT, getting it on the road again, and seeing the modern day. If you guys haven't seen the video where I picked up this car and pretty much went around everything and shown you, I'll leave that up in the top right for you guys to check out real quick, and then we can get moving forward with this. So it's pretty simple. We need to get this car running, which means we need to do things like changing the oil, making sure that it's not seized, a couple other little things just to make sure it runs good. Realistically, we don't really need to do a lot to actually get it running. Like I said, just that oil, throw some oil in the pistons, replace the coolant. I'll probably do the thermostat, and realistically that's all we need just to get the motor running. Once we got that done, then we can move on and do the other things. So let's hear this thing start today. Now I am replacing a bunch of parts, so we're gonna start by, like I said, removing everything, replacing the oil, and we're just gonna go crazy. So let's get started. Is there supposed to be no air filter? Am I crazy? It looks like there is. Was it taken out? Did he take it out? Okay, well, that's good to know. Spark plugs and wires are gonna get replaced. Did they actually make it so you can't take the plugs out without... Pretty cooked. Probably never been replaced before at this engine's mileage. So the car's up on stands. Come take a look at this. Look how clean it is underneath here. Like, yeah, there's a little bit of rust, but remember this car's from '89. Like, this is insane. It is crazy. I want to show you guys something cool too. So front sway bar, I believe this is the front sway bar. So it connects to the end links on your control arms like usual. And then it's a thick ass bar too. That's a thick ass bar! It comes all the way forward, up along here, goes to the other side, and does the same thing over there. What? Can you imagine like an aftermarket company trying to make a front sway bar for this? That'd be like $1,000. We've had our first victim, as you can see here. Yeah. Pop all our fluids here. We're gonna do our coolants, trans fluid. I think that should be it. And then our oil. Oh my God, dude. I'm not quite sure where the oil filter is. Am I crazy? It's a Miata motor. I've done an oil filter on my Miata. Coolant in this car, it's very, very nice looking. However, it stinks. I got one whiff of it. It's disgusting. Oh. Just popping the thermostat housing off here because I want to replace that. Good, that's out of the way. That is your thermostat for today. So we're making some pretty good progress in here. We got pretty much everything important that we need out. The only things that are remaining right now are the oil filter is in behind the engine, and that's gonna be a pain in the ass to not make a mess. Fuel filter is gonna get done. The trans fluid, I gotta rotate the motor still and then flush the gas out and then do the fuel pump. Here I got new oil for this thing, all right? This is my first time, and like, I don't consider myself young anymore necessarily, but this is my first time putting conventional oil in a car. So here we go. And would you believe it or not that the factory manual calls for 1040 in this thing. 1040, that's insane. So this car calls for about 3.5 liters. That part is all done and good to go. You can tell it's a different season. Oh my God. So it's been a long time. Last time I filmed with this car was November 24th. I have everything that I need to get this car started in this box right here. We'll go through that in a second. And apparently they still sell brand new fuel tanks for these cars. So I got a new fuel tank and I'm just coating it in some undercoat. As for the fuel pump scenario, I still got to figure out what I can save here. And electronic terms, obviously I have a new fuel pump, new strainer, but the floater and everything else is a little crusty. Still have to buy new fuel line. I got brand new tires for this thing. A set of Ironmans, iMoves I think they're called. Pretty neat. These are super small. OEM size is a 185/60/14. Brand new sets. And here's the car. You guys haven't seen this thing in a while. This tire has completely cooked itself and the sidewall is completely split and I can't put air in it anymore. So unfortunately it's been sitting outside since I took the fuel tank out and I haven't been able to move it because of that. It is a beautiful day out today. So like I was saying, everything that we need is here. I went above and beyond. I went and got a new ignition coil set. These parts are so old that these boxes have been through these. This is probably older than me. Fuel filter, old thermi, new thermi, temp sender, rad cap, thermostat seal, spark plugs. This will be our fuel pump, brand new fuel pump. I think the most important part that I haven't done yet is turning the motor by hand, just to make sure it's not seized. So I'm gonna throw some oil into the cylinder walls and then I'm going to try and rotate the engine by hand, and if it moves then I'll put everything else back into the car and then we'll wait to get the fuel pump and the fuel lines and everything, and then it should start. Stuck our little thermostats in there. I have no idea what bolts go where. So now that our thermostat's back in, I think I'm gonna go ahead and oil up the pistons here, see what we can do. Okay, we're on day like 3 months later. The car's starting today. It's gonna start. Where I left off last time, I cleaned I've cleaned this. So this is pretty dialed. I hope the brain farting, what's this called? This little floaty. I hope this works. I didn't take it apart and clean inside, but other than that, I mean, I cleaned all the electronics and everything, and the new fuel pump is in with the strainer. So I have new fuel line we're gonna put in today. The fuel tank is ready to go. I got new fuel fill hose, and I believe this is bent hose, so that's good to go. Our trans fluid, which I realized I didn't get enough of. So my first attempt didn't go that well. I had it up there and everything, and then I realized there's, all the way in the back there, you have to hook the tank up. So I gotta wait for some JB Weld to dry elsewhere. I'm just gonna finish putting the engine bay together. I do gotta drain the trans fluid and then fill it, which is interesting because the fill's all the way in the back where the speedo cable is. So this will be another fun little thing. Underneath here is a 23. This thing's a 23 mil for the trans drain. Oh my god, that's cold. Judging by this being like red, I'm assuming this is automatic transmission fluid that was in this. Regardless, it looks clean, which is good. The fuel tank is completely in, so now I can attach my two hoses, put the pump in, and then that'll be sealed off. Have to fill the trans fluid, and then I think it's game time. Oh, I hope this thing starts. We are now fighting the sunset. I have like everything: water, gas, trans fluid. I cannot find an air box, so I'm gonna mock something up just so we can start this and then put this together. Okay. Let's do this. I told the engine filter from the Mazda 3. Now, it's not the same size, but the idea is to kind of use it and like, yeah, that works. Actually, yeah, I think that works. The only problem is using this. Oh, dialed. Okay, this is good. Literally ready to go. I need to put gas in it. The fuel pump and lines are in. I'm gonna be so upset if this leaks. I hear it. I think we're good. This is done. I wonder if this has an alarm. I don't think it should. I can hear a buzzing sound. Okay. So, I should be able to crank this. I don't even know which one's like the ignition key. I'm so scared to like turn this thing on, dude. What if it like blows up? Oh. Oh my god. That's loud. Okay, so I do have a little bit of a coolant leak from where the thermostat sits. I guess that gasket's not good. I should be able to crank this car now. I'm so scared, dude. Darn it. Oh my god. Alright, you know what? Sometimes you lose them. You don't win them all the time. This channel, I'm always showing you guys wins, but here's my loss, and I'm gonna have to keep you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger because I'm tired, but I want to upload a video and let you guys know all this work that I've done in this car over the past 3 months. So I'm gonna start diagnosing on the side. I'll record if I find anything, and when you guys see this car next, it'll have been started. We are going to leave it at this, but unfortunately when I diagnose, I don't want to be trying to set up the camera and figuring that all out while I'm trying to diagnose a car. That's been setting for 27 years. Now I know I'm gonna have some 323 owners watching this video, so if you have any idea or could let me know, please comment down below. I think that's gonna be spark related, but it could be fuel. And I only say that because I can hear the fuel pump. But that doesn't mean anything. On that note, I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna go play some video games and relax. And I mean, I'm glad to have the car together and know that it cranks and everything. It's nice to know. So hopefully I figure this out, and hopefully I do capture the first start on camera. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Keep it real. I'll see you in the next one.